Benjamin Molina was born on January 18, 2008, in the province of Buenos Aires, Argentina. He was a passionate young enthusiast of motorcycles, horses, and soccer, with a particular devotion to Boca Juniors. His passion was evident on social media, where he frequently shared images of himself wearing the team's jersey, as well as those of the Argentine national team, often captured on his motorcycle or riding horseback activities he thoroughly enjoyed. Despite the vibrant facade that Benjamin presented to the world, he was an introverted young man who struggled to articulate his problems or open up to others. Nevertheless, he was upfront with his family about a significant aspect of his life that deeply affected him: his relationship with a woman a decade older than himself. This woman, Luján Rigoni, born in 1997, became a mother in 2022, though she did not have her daughter with Benjamin. It is estimated that their relationship became formalized around that time. Unfortunately, it was far from a healthy relationship. From the outset, it was fraught with conflict. Their individual online profiles mirrored this instability, as noted by the national press. An example of this turmoil was reflected in a birthday greeting Luján posted for Benjamin, who celebrated his 16th birthday in January 2024. In this text, Luján expressed gratitude for being by Benjamin's side during both good times and bad, while also acknowledging their differences. She accompanied her post with several photos capturing moments from their relationship, including one featuring both of them with her daughter. Benjamin's mother, Jessica Caraballo, left a comment expressing her love and congratulations to her son. However, rather than receiving a heartfelt response from Benjamin, she received only a brief and empty thank you from Luján. Shortly after his birthday, Benjamin's posts began to hint, albeit superficially, at the torment he was enduring in his relationship with Luján. In one of his recent publications, he suggested that it was not worth trying to mend relationships with people who did not merit the effort, emphasizing his desire to spend 2024 surrounded by those who genuinely loved him and had been there for him during his most challenging moments. The public's response, along with media coverage, indicated that these words might have signaled the deterioration of his relationship with Luján, which appeared to be heading toward a tragic conclusion. The breaking point came on March 23, 2024, a Saturday in the town of Bernal, Quilmes, Buenos Aires, Argentina. Young Matias Molina was only a few meters away from what would become a crime scene. Matias, Benjamin's father, had just completed a delivery as part of his job as a transporter. He was handing money to some vendors who had hired him when he began to hear screams coming from inside the house next door, where Luján's family lived. Moments later, the sound of a breaking bottle alerted him that something terrible was occurring. The first person he thought of was his son, fearing the worst. He rushed into the house to find Benjamin lying on the floor with a severe wound to his neck. In a state of desperation, he lifted Benjamin in his arms and immediately drove him to the nearest hospital. Unfortunately, despite his efforts, Benjamin lost his life just minutes after arriving, before the doctors could do anything to save him. Alerts were promptly sent to the authorities to initiate an investigation into the crime, with Luján as the sole suspect, whose whereabouts at that time were unknown. Macias reported that he had heard Luján just as he entered the house. A police operation was soon launched to locate her, and detectives began to gather evidence. According to the forensic report, it was determined that Benjamin had died from a controversial stab wound inflicted by a deep cut on his neck, which resulted in fatal blood loss. At the crime scene, officials discovered a broken glass bottle, which was sent to a forensic laboratory for analysis. However, at the time of the investigation, the results of this analysis were not yet available. Together with testimonies from those close to Benjamin, authorities were able to form a hypothesis regarding the events that transpired. According to the reconstruction provided by the police, the conflict began during a heated argument between the couple in Luján's house. In a moment of rage, Luján shattered a glass object against a surface and used a fragment to cut Benjamin's neck before fleeing the scene. While this conjecture provided some context for how the crime was committed, it did not fully align with the previously revealed information. On March 25th, just 3 days after taking Benjamin's life, Luján was arrested following a raid on various residences. Once her identity was confirmed, law enforcement officers transported her to the 6th police station in her locality, where she remains in custody as of September 2024, facing charges of aggravated homicide due to the nature of her relationship with Benjamin. The reaction from Benjamin's family was swift. The birthday post that Luján had shared on social media just 2 months prior became inundated with aggressive comments from family, friends, and even individuals who did not know him but were outraged by the tragedy. In the midst of their indignation and sorrow, Benjamin's relatives paid tribute to him online, lamenting his loss and demanding justice. His mother, Jessica, utilized her personal profile to seek help in pursuing justice for her son's death. In statements to various media outlets, she revealed that Benjamin and Lujan had ended their relationship shortly before the pet incident, a reality that Lujan apparently could not accept. Jessica explained that this denial led Lujan to perpetrate even more acts of violence against Benjamin, subjecting him to daily physical aggression despite their separation. The situation became so dire that he often felt compelled to hide within his own home to escape the mistreatment. Jessica also asserted that Lujan had manipulated Benjamin into committing robberies, emphasizing that he was not her only victim. She commented that Lujan had other minors under her control for similar purposes, although she did not specify exact numbers or names. When questioned about her son's involvement in criminal activities, she explained that, despite his desire to escape that world, both Lujan and her family were threatening him. She added that it was Lujan's uncles and brothers who harbored the vehicles and devices that Benjamin was stealing. Tragically, his grandmother, mother, and other relatives did not intervene or attempt to defend him. Macias corroborated these claims, pointing out that the Rigoni family had a history of violent crimes dating back to 2014, which the police were aware of. He emphasized that local law enforcement should have been more vigilant about the ongoing situation. Furthermore, the couple revealed that a neighbor who had witnessed the events ultimately chose not to testify due to fear for her safety. This woman reported receiving threats from Lujan and her family, whom she described as a well-established criminal group in the area. As for the precise reasons behind the arguments between Benjamin and Lujan, those details remain a mystery, and the exact circumstances surrounding the young man's life have not been publicly disclosed. Authorities have not officially confirmed whether he had endured prior violence during their relationship. Benjamin's family is eagerly awaiting clarification on these matters, as they are convinced of their son's narrative and wish for Lujan to be judged as a manipulative and abusive and violent individual. All of this information has come from Benjamin's loved ones, who are waiting for confirmation and legal proceedings against Lujan's. Reflecting on that tragic day, March 25th, a mobilization took place starting from Benjamin's house and culminating at a community gathering. The community expressed profound pain and indignation over the incident, calling for an end to the violence in their neighborhood. Benjamin's case leaves a trail of pain and many unanswered questions. His story is a heartbreaking reminder of the latent dangers of abusive relationships and the profound need for change to break the cycles of violence. The young man's loved ones now face a significant challenge in their healing process. The judicial process continues with the hope that all details will be clarified and justice will be served. Amidst this pain, there remains a reflection on the fragility of life and the importance of supporting and protecting those who need it most before silence and indifference become complicit in tragedies like this one. And so, boys and girls, we have reached the end of today's video, a very sad case. As we always say, a teenager's life was lost to a boy who was just beginning to live because a woman decided she had power over his life, and if he didn't do what she wanted, she could take it away. There are important points we need to touch upon, specifically the age difference, which I think is one of the most crucial aspects. It's not just about a 10-year gap, but we must remember that this boy was only 16 years old, while the woman who took his life was a 26-year-old. She was a fully grown woman who even had a daughter. This is significant because they were not at the same stages of life. They could have been in their 30s or 40s and still been at the same stage, but at those ages, with that difference, you don't think or act in the same way. This is very important because Lujan took advantage of the fact that Benjamin was a teenager who didn't know what he wanted in life. He didn't have clear goals or a direction, and in this vulnerability he was manipulated. In the end, his life was cut short due to her manipulation. Everything ended in something terrible. Let's hope that she spends the rest of her days in prison. In Argentina, there isn't life imprisonment per se, but if found guilty, she could receive a sentence equivalent to life, ensuring she spends many years behind bars. Given her behavior, she poses a danger to society, and it's crucial that this individual is not free. We will keep you updated on what happens next and provide all the information and developments as they arise. If you found this video informative, please remember to leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. I update 3 or 4 times a week. And if you're subscribed, you'll receive notifications every time I upload a video. For now, all that's left to say is that I'll see you with another case soon. Bye.